All right, welcome back. This is the place where we cut through all the noise, all the hype, and get right to the AI news that actually matters. So let's get right into it. This is this week's Edge. Every single week, it feels like we're just drowning in new AI tools, right? New headlines, all of them promising to change the world. But let's be real. The big question is, which ones are actually going to matter to you, to how you work, how you create? Well, that's exactly what we're here to break down. Okay, we've got a lot to cover today. First, we're going to hit the top industry headlines. Then I've got a toolkit of brand new apps you can literally start using right now. After that, we'll take a peek at some tech that's, well, it's right on the horizon. And we'll wrap up with some really fascinating research that might just change how you see all of this. All right, let's kick things off with our top industry headlines. These are the major developments that are really shaping the future of AI as we speak. First up, big news from Anthropic. They've just rolled out a massive upgrade for their AI model, Claude. And this one, it's all about giving it a memory. Okay, so here's the deal. They're calling this new feature Co-work, and what it does is pretty revolutionary. It basically gives Claude a long-term memory for your specific projects. Think about it. It creates these little knowledge hubs that it can constantly refer back to and even update as you go. So what does that mean for you? No more starting from zero every single time you open a new chat. It's a huge time saver.
All right, next up, this is a big one. You know the app Signal, right? The super secure messaging app? Well, its creator, Moxie Marlinspike, just dropped a new AI assistant. It's called Confer, and its entire reason for being is one thing: privacy.
So what makes this so different? Well, Confer encrypts everything, and it runs in what's called a Trusted Execution Environment, or TEE. The simple version, your conversations never, ever hit their servers in a readable format. They can't see them. This is huge. It really points to this growing wave, this demand for AI tools that we can actually trust with our private stuff. So we've gone from the demand for privacy to the absolute raw demand for power. And this is, well, this is a monster. In hardware news, Elon Musk's company xAI has just flipped the switch on the world's first gigawatt-scale AI supercomputer. And when I say gigawatt-scale, I mean it's a computer that eats up as much power as an entire city. I mean, just let these numbers sink in for a second. This machine, they're calling it Colossus 2, is already consuming more electricity than San Francisco at its peak. And check this out. xAI wants to hit 1.5 gigawatts by April. Their competitors, they're not even aiming for that until 2027. This isn't just a race, it's an all-out sprint for dominance. And yeah, it brings up some massive questions about just how much energy we're willing to pour into this stuff. Okay, so that's the big picture stuff, right? These giant city-powering computers humming away in the background. But let's bring it back down to earth. What can you actually use today? In this section, we're doing a rapid-fire look at some brand new tools you can get your hands on right now.
Okay, first in our toolkit, a tool called Omni-One. And this one is designed to solve a problem that I know I have, and I bet you do too, having way too many AI tabs open at once.
Honestly, this could be a total game changer for how you work. Omni-One basically pulls over 350 different AI models into one place, one single chat interface. So you can literally have a conversation where you ask a text model to write something, then feed that directly to an image model to create a picture, and then send that to an audio tool, all in one flow. It's trying to put a fragmented world back together.
Next up, a tool that's kind of like having a personal assistant that lives right inside the apps you're already using all day.
Yeah. Think of Notice as your personal AI intern. You can just shoot it a message on WhatsApp or iMessage, something like, hey, remind me to follow up with the team tomorrow, and boom, it goes and updates your calendar, your task list, even your company's CRM, all automatically. It's all about bringing productivity to where you already are instead of making you go to it. Okay, this next one is for anyone out there who has to sit through, long meetings or lectures. This one is for you. It's called Recallify. Recallify is just brilliant for anyone trying to learn something. You can just feed it a recording of, say, a lecture, and it spits out a nice clean summary and a list of tasks. But here's the magic. It also creates these little quizzes based on spaced repetition science to help you actually remember the key stuff for the long haul. It's not just about taking notes. It's about making the information stick.
Okay, so we've covered the tools you can use today. Now, let's look a little further out. Let's shift our gaze to the horizon, to a piece of tech that honestly feels like it's been pulled straight out of a sci-fi movie.
I mean, forget those big, bulky VR headsets, forget smart glasses.
A startup called Expanseo is working on the holy grail of augmented reality, a smart contact lens. Yeah, a literal, invisible AR display that you wear right on your eye. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds impossible, right? Pure fantasy. Well, before you dismiss it, you should know this UAE-based startup has already raised $40 million to make it a reality. That is some serious cash. It's a huge vote of confidence that says this isn't a question of if, it's a question of when. And their goals are just massive. We're talking real-time health monitoring, popping up AR notifications right in your field of vision, and even correcting vision problems like color blindness on the fly. And yeah, of course, they're hinting at gaming and watching movies too. This isn't just a gadget. This could literally be the next step for personal computing.
Okay, for our last section, let's pull the camera way back. We're going to look at some fascinating and, frankly, kind of weird new research that tells us a lot about where this is all going and the really tough questions we're going to have to start asking.
So get this. This is one of those findings that's just completely counterintuitive. A new study discovered that if you're polite to AI, saying, please, can you help me, you actually get worse results, lower accuracy. But if you're direct, demanding, even what we might call rude, you consistently get better, more accurate answers. It turns out all our human social rules, they just don't apply.
And speaking of things that shake things up, this next one could rattle the entire industry to its foundations. A joint study from Stanford and Yale found that the top LLMs, that's the tech behind things like ChatGPT, they're not just learning, they are literally capable of spitting out entire copyrighted works like books and articles almost verbatim. The legal fallout from this, the financial fallout, it could be absolutely massive. We're talking billions of dollars on the line.
So that's where we'll leave it for this week. We've got an AI that performs better when you're rude to it, and that can copy copyrighted material on a massive scale. And it really brings us to the core question, doesn't it? The real issue isn't how fast this tech is getting or how powerful it's becoming. The real question is about us. It's about our choices. How are we going to choose to build it, to regulate it, and ultimately to control it? That's the big question. We'll be here tracking the answers. I'll see you next week.